Hello everyone, this is Shananda and welcome to my channel. In today's class, we will study chapter 3 from Beehive textbook for NCERT class 9. The name of the chapter is The Little Girl. So let's begin. We will start with the summary of the chapter. The Little Girl is a story of little girl Kezia who misunderstood her father's strictness and remained scared of him. So in this story, we are introduced to a little girl whose name is Kezia, and she misunderstood her father's strictness and she remained scared of him. That is, her father was strict and this strictness of her father was misunderstood by her. Obviously, she is a little girl. She will obviously be scared of someone who is strict. So she was very scared of her father, whom she thought was very strict. Okay. She maintained a safe distance from her father whenever he was at home. So, because this little girl was scared of her father, she maintained a safe distance from him whenever he was at home. So, because her father was strict and she was just a little girl, she misunderstood the strictness. Okay, and she remained scared of him. That is why. And that is the reason that because she remained scared of her father's strictness, she used to keep a safe distance from him whenever he was around. Okay. For her, he was as big as a giant. So, because she was a small girl, to her, her father was as big as a giant. Okay. And all the more so because he was so strict and she was always scared of him, she felt that his father was as big as a giant. She would often get nervous and stammered while talking to him. So because she was scared of him, she used to get nervous, and whenever she was in front of him, she used to stammer while talking. This happens to us as well. Whenever we are scared of any person, if we stand in front of them, we feel nervous, and out of nervousness we start stammering. And so this same thing happened with Kezia. She was just a little girl. This is obvious to happen to her because she was so scared of her father, whom she thought was as big as a giant. That's why she used to get nervous whenever she used to stand in front of him, and out of nervousness she used to stammer while talking to him. She craved for his love and affection like her neighbor Mr. MacDonald. Now Kezia, she had a neighbor whose name was Mr. MacDonald, and he was very loving and caring towards his family. And this impressed Kezia to a large extent, and she expected the same kind of love and care from her own father. So she craved for her father. Okay, Kezia's father. So Kezia craved for her father's love and affection, and she compared him with her neighbor Mr. MacDonald, who was very loving and caring towards his family. Okay. Once Kezia was stuck at home due to cold. So she had fever, she got cold, and that is why she was at home. Her grandmother suggested her that she should make a gift for her father's birthday. So while she was at home, what her grandmother did? Her grandmother told her or suggested her that you should make a gift for your father because your father's birthday is coming. So her father's birthday was nearby, and that is why her grandmother, who knew the situation, that is, her grandmother knew that Kezia was scared of her father and she maintained a distance from him. So to eradicate this problem, her grandmother suggested her that you should make a gift for your father for his coming birthday. So Kezia made a beautiful pin cushion for her father. So that is why she decided that she is going to make a gift for her father. And what she made? She made a beautiful pin cushion. But she accidentally made a mistake. Over here also she made a mistake. So she was actually trying to do something good, but she accidentally made a mistake. Now let's see what mistake she did. She filled the cushions with papers by tearing her father's important speech. So what mistake she committed? She committed a huge mistake. While filling up the cushion with papers, she actually tore the important documents of her father, the important speech that her father had made. She tore those pages and she stuffed them into the pin cushion, which was a gift for her father. Okay, she did it accidentally, but it was a huge crime. As a result, she was punished, and this incident further estrangled her from her father. So, obviously, if you make a mistake like this, you will be punished, and because she was punished, she was furthermore strangled from her father. That is, distance between them grew more because her father scolded her again for her mistake. She didn't do it purposely, she did it accidentally, but mistake is a mistake, and that's why she got punishment. And because she was punished, the distance between the two grew more. Okay. One day, Kezia's mother fell ill and was hospitalized. So this was one day in the life of Kezia when her mother fell ill and she was hospitalized. Kezia was left alone at home under the care of the cook. So she was at home alone and she was under the care of the cook of the house. Okay, because her mother was ill and hospitalized. That night she had a nightmare and woke up screaming in fear. So that particular night when she was alone at home under the care of the cook because her mother was ill, she had a nightmare. And what happened? She woke up screaming. We all do that, right? Whenever we have a nightmare, we woke up screaming from our sleep. So she did the same, only to find her father standing next to her. But what she found after opening her eyes? She found that her father was standing beside her bed. He picked her up and took her to his room. So what he did next? He picked Kezia up and took her to his room. Okay. He then tucked her in his bed and soon Kezia fell asleep. So now he took her Kezia in his room and he tucked her in his bed, and as soon as he did so, Kezia, who was a small child, she fell asleep. Okay. This incident had great impact on Kezia. So this particular incident had a great impact in the life of Kezia. Why? We will know now. She realized that she felt so safe and secure lying near her father. So this was the first time that she slept with her father and she felt very safe and secure lying beside him, and understood the genuine love and care that her father possessed for her. So this particular night proved to her that she felt so safe and secure lying beside her father, and she also realized that how much her father loved and cared for her. Okay, she realized the love and care that her father possessed for her. For so long she had misunderstood her father. She thought that her father doesn't love her, doesn't care for her, and she craved for that love and affection. She maintained a distance from her father because she feared him so much because of his strictness. But that night, that incident of that night changed her mind. She realized for the first time that she felt so safe and secure lying near her father, and her father was so much in love with her. Okay. Kezia had misunderstood her father for so long. She only saw the strictness and not the love hidden beneath. So for so many years, she had been misunderstanding her father. She felt that her father was very strict and she was so scared of him that she maintained a distance from him, and also she used to get nervous while talking to him. Okay, and on top of that, after the pincushion incident when she was punished for accidentally tearing her father's important documents and filling that pincushion with it, she was more scared and she maintained more, and the distance between the father and daughter grew even far. Okay, but that night incident when Kezia was alone under the care of the cook because of her mother was ill, and when she had a nightmare and she woke up screaming, and she found her father beside her, and the way her father took care of her, she was impressed, and her misunderstanding that she had towards her father was completely diminished. Okay, she understood the love that her father had beneath that strictness, so that she saw the strictness, she only saw the strictness in her father, but on that night, after that night incident, she found the love hidden beneath that strictness. Okay, that night incident made her realize her mistake. So she realized her mistake, that after that night's incident, that she had been misunderstanding her father for so many years, that she was so wrong in doing so. And she finally felt the warmth in her father's heart, and she felt the warmth that her father had for her, warmth and love and care and affection that all her father had for her. She could feel that on that night. Okay, Kezia was finally happy. Why she was finally happy? Because she found out that her father was very loving and had a generous heart. So she had been craving for love and care from her father, and she always wanted her father to be like her neighbor Mr. McDonald, who was loving and caring to his father. But that night after the incident, she realized that even her father is equally loving and caring and had a loving heart and a generous heart. And she had mistaken her father for so many years, and now she is extremely happy to discover that her father is in genuinely love with her. He had genuine love and care towards Kezia. She was impressed and happy to discover this fact. Kezia received the love and care that she always craved for. So she had always craved for this love and affection from her strict father, and that after that night she realized that she had actually got it. Okay, she could finally see the love hidden beneath the strictness of her father. So all her misunderstanding towards her father were completely gone, and now she could see the love and care that her father possessed for her, and finally she was happy to receive the love she has always craved for. So this is a beautiful chapter about a little girl, Kezia, who had always craved for love and affection from her strict father, and because he was so strict, she always maintained a distance from her father whenever he was around, because she used to get nervous and scared of his sight, and she used to also stammer while talking to him out of nervousness. But the night when her mother was admitted to hospital and she was alone and she had a nightmare, and she finally woke up screaming, and she found her father near her bed, and the way her father picked her up and tucked her in his bed and took care of her was completely mesmerizing for this little girl. She was impressed, and she realized finally that her father was so much loving and caring towards her, and she was happy to receive the love and affection that she has always craved for, and her misunderstanding of her father's strictness completely was gone. Okay, she could see finally the love and affection hidden beneath the strictness of her father. Okay, so I hope you have understood this chapter. This is a very beautiful chapter. It depicts the beautiful relation between a father and a daughter, how a daughter misunderstood her father because of his strictness and was scared of him, and finally she realized that she had mistaken for so many years, and she could actually see the love and affection her father had towards her, and she was happy about it. So in case you have any doubt regarding this chapter, you can let me know in the comment section. Till then, keep watching, and please don't forget to share, subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.